This is my PRS SE CE24 in this beautiful turquoise finish, and after owning it for a little over a month now, I wanted to share more about it with you. Before we get into that though, I've already done an unboxing and initial impressions video as well as a 1-week review, and links to both of those will be posted in the description of this video. Additionally, PRS is doing a 20% off discount on this guitar and all the other SE guitars excluding the SE DGT via authorized PRS dealers in the USA and Canada. So if you're in the market for this guitar or another guitar in the SE range, I would highly recommend that you check them out before this deal ends. And I know I just made a video about rejecting Black Friday deals, so obviously that only applies if you're, again, in the market for a guitar right now. Stay tuned until the end of the video where I'll discuss something that I thought was kind of funny before this guitar was released, but for this video we're going to talk about some additional things that I've noticed after owning it for a month, and then I'm going to share some sound clips with you, and then we're going to talk about a couple of other things like will I mod it and do I recommend the guitar. So after playing this guitar and owning it for a little over a month now, it plays wonderfully. The fret ends are smooth, the frets are level, it just feels effortless to play, and I can't speak highly enough about it. I did get a comment on one of my other videos where someone was asking about the heel joint on this guitar, and I did tell them I don't really play in the upper register a lot, so I didn't really notice it. So I started playing a little bit up here, and it is fairly comfortable. Now, one thing to note that aesthetically, I actually prefer this over the American version, which I'll post a picture of what that looks like on screen now, but they do look different, and I prefer this one aesthetically. And one last thing to note, and this is just an aesthetic thing, I like that the headstock is actually painted black. At first, I wasn't the biggest fan of it, but it has grown on me, and I now like the way that it looks. I think it suits the aesthetic of this guitar nicely. So now let me show you some more clips of how the guitar sounds. All tones are through the Neural DSP Archetype Plini X. So again, after owning this guitar for a little over a month now, I would still recommend it if you were interested in it. Now I realize that I may still be in the honeymoon phase, so that's why I want to review the guitar again after a year of owning it, but I think it's a fantastic value for money, especially since it's 20% off right now. And again, if you're not in the market to buy a guitar, don't feel like you have to go out and buy this one or else you're going to be missing out on something. If you're content with the collection that you have, then great, don't change anything. However, if you are in the market for a guitar that's between $500 and $700 US, then I would definitely recommend checking this one out. And now a quick story before we get into whether or not I'm going to mod it. Now I already mentioned this in a previous video, but before I got this guitar, I wasn't planning on getting another guitar for this year, but once this one came out, I knew I had to get it. So I was sitting on my couch thinking, wow, it'd be really cool if there was a guitar between $500 and $700 US that really just spoke to me. I think you can find a lot of gems within that price range. So I hopped on Sweetwater and was scrolling and nothing really popped out to me. And so I put my phone down. I was like, yeah, no worries. I'm sure something will come out in 2024 that I could get within that price range. A couple of days later, this guitar came out and I instantly knew I had to get it. So I just thought that that was pretty funny, and sometimes something that we want may be here sooner than we think. So let's real quick talk about whether or not I'm going to make any modifications to this guitar. I mentioned previously that I'm going to add locking tuners. I've actually ordered them and they are on the way. So I got the PRS SE locking tuners and those will be on this guitar probably the next time you see it. Besides that, I might swap out the pickup rings. Right now they're black. I might swap them out to cream. And the volume and tone knobs, I'm probably going to swap them out as well, either to metal dome knobs or cupcake style knobs, but that's to be determined. And if there was one more thing that I wanted to swap, it would probably be the pickups. However, with that being said, I do want to spend more time with them because I realize it's only been a month and see if that's just something that I want to do just because I can, or if it's something that needs to be done because I can't really find the tone that I'm looking for in this guitar with these pickups. I've already considered doing something like the PRS 5909 pickups, or even something on the complete opposite spectrum, the Seymour Duncan Pegasus Sentient setup, but I'm not going to feel rushed into making a decision on that, and for now I'm just going to continue to enjoy these pickups. I don't plan on changing anything else for the foreseeable future, like the nut or the bridge, unless something breaks and they need to be replaced. But those aren't things that I really feel like I need to swap out. Not that I feel like I need to swap anything out on this guitar besides the tuners, because again, personal preference, I prefer locking tuners, but that's just my 2 cents on the matter. So, do I plan on modding it? Yes. Do you need to mod it? Absolutely not. I think this guitar is a great value for money and everything functions on it as it should, and I love the color. I love the color and I love that it pairs well with the natural back. It's just such an aesthetically pleasing guitar and it feels amazing to play. So what do you think about the guitar? Do you like it? Maybe you didn't like the way it sounded through my rig, and hey, that's totally fine. I'm not saying I'm the expert on tone here, but I highly recommend you check it out if you are interested in it and seeing how it sounds through your rig. Thank you so much for watching this video, and until next time, stay cool like a cloud and have a great day.